The narcissist's most revealing behaviors emerge not when they feel powerful, but when they encounter someone whose energy, boundaries, or presence triggers a deep, primal fear within their psychological structure. This fear manifests as distinctive patterns that betray the narcissist's recognition that they've met someone they cannot manipulate, control, or diminish. Whether understood through psychological, spiritual, or metaphorical frameworks, these behaviors signal that the dark force driving their dysfunction has encountered something it cannot corrupt or consume. The narcissist's response to this recognition reveals the profound threat that authentic power, genuine spiritual strength, or unshakable self-possession represents to their entire system of manipulation and control. The sudden retreat without explanation. When the narcissist abruptly withdraws from someone they were previously pursuing or attempting to control, it signals their recognition of an energy they cannot overcome. This retreat differs fundamentally from their usual strategic distancing, designed to create longing or increase control. It carries the unmistakable quality of genuine avoidance born from instinctive self-preservation. They sense something in this person's presence that threatens the dark foundation of their manipulative power. This withdrawal often happens without the usual fanfare, dramatic exit, or attempt to inflict parting wounds. The narcissist simply distances themselves with uncharacteristic speed, as though proximity to this person creates unbearable discomfort they cannot articulate or overcome. They may offer vague excuses or no explanation at all, driven by an impulse they don't fully understand but cannot ignore. The person who triggers this retreat often possesses qualities that directly contradict the narcissist's manipulative toolkit: unshakable peace, genuine spiritual groundedness, or an inner light that exposes darkness simply through existing in its authentic fullness. The narcissist's system recognizes that attempting to engage with this person will result in their own exposure, diminishment, or psychological unraveling. The inability to maintain eye contact. The narcissist, who typically uses intense eye contact as a tool for seduction, intimidation, or creating false intimacy, suddenly finds themselves unable to hold the gaze of someone whose presence threatens their false self. They look away repeatedly, become visibly uncomfortable during direct visual connection, or avoid face-to-face interaction entirely. This avoidance betrays their recognition that this person sees through their performance, to the emptiness beneath. This inability to maintain eye contact stems from the narcissist's unconscious awareness that they cannot hide from someone who truly sees. Their usual masks and performances feel transparent in the presence of genuine discernment, creating a vulnerability they cannot tolerate. They sense that prolonged eye contact will result in being fully known, a prospect that triggers existential terror in someone whose entire identity depends on controlled presentations of self. The person who elicits this response often carries a quality of clear seeing that penetrates deception without effort or intention. Their gaze doesn't accuse or attack, it simply observes truth with calm certainty, creating a mirror the narcissist cannot bear to look into because it reflects their authentic self rather than their carefully curated image. The escalation into irrational rage. When the narcissist encounters someone whose presence or boundaries trigger their deepest fears, they may respond with disproportionate rage that reveals the profound threat this person represents to their psychological structure. This fury exceeds their usual manipulative anger. It carries an almost frantic quality, as though they're fighting for psychological survival against an enemy their system recognizes as genuinely dangerous to their continued dysfunction. This rage often targets the very qualities that make the person threatening: their peace, their boundaries, their refusal to engage with chaos, their spiritual centeredness, or their unshakable sense of self. The narcissist attacks these qualities with particular venom because they represent everything their false self cannot corrupt, control, or diminish. Their anger betrays the recognition that they've encountered something stronger than their manipulation. The intensity of this rage serves as confirmation that the person has touched something the narcissist desperately needs to keep hidden. They're not simply annoyed or temporarily frustrated, they're experiencing a fundamental threat to the dark foundation supporting their entire personality structure. This person's mere existence challenges the narcissist's worldview and exposes the fragility beneath their grandiose exterior. The desperate smear campaign. When the narcissist recognizes someone whose light, strength, or spiritual presence threatens their darkness, they often launch immediate and vicious smear campaigns designed to destroy this person's credibility before their influence can spread. This response differs from their usual reputation management. It carries an urgency and desperation that reveals genuine fear rather than strategic maneuvering. The narcissist instinctively understands that this person represents danger not just to their relationship or image, but to their entire system of manipulation and control. They must isolate this person, turn others against them, and neutralize their influence before others recognize the contrast between genuine strength and the narcissist's false power. This desperate character assassination reveals that the narcissist system has identified a genuine threat. The person who triggers this response often embodies qualities that naturally attract others seeking authentic connection, healing, or truth. The narcissist recognizes that people might begin comparing their energy to this person's presence and discovering the vast difference between manipulation and genuine strength. This possibility triggers a preemptive strike designed to eliminate the threat before the exposure can occur. These behaviors collectively signal that the narcissist has encountered someone whose authentic power, spiritual strength, or unshakable boundaries represent everything their dark, manipulative system cannot overcome. The person who elicits these responses carries something within them, whether understood as spiritual light, psychological wholeness, or simply uncompromised authenticity, that the narcissist's dysfunction recognizes as its natural enemy and instinctively retreats from in fear.